What is up, YouTube? This is AVAULT here, back again today with you guys another new Speed Duel deck profile video. And last time you guys saw we were playing this Flintlock stall against the Heavy Metal Raiders deck. And in that Speed Duel match, here is the exact deck that I used in that match right here. As promised for you guys, the deck profile is right here right now. So before we get right into it, as always, we're going to do a quick card sleeve review. We're going to use today using the Link Vrains version 1 black sleeves, which have very nice rainbow holographic. You guys probably seen these sleeves quite a lot already on the channel, and if you guys are really interested in purchasing on some of these sleeves, be sure to check out the AVAULT eBay store link in the description down below, and purchase them while they last, because these are really exclusive and hard to get sleeves, even though they're from OCG. But these sleeves have been out for a while already, and they're getting rare for sure. If you guys could also personal message me on Facebook as well. If you guys haven't been following me, be sure to follow me on Facebook or Instagram. You can personal message me there on my Facebook page, and I will respond to you guys if you guys are interested in these sleeves as well. So let me know down there. Let me know over there. So anyways, let's get into our deck profile. We are playing Bandit Keith skill right here. We're playing Switcheroo, standard. I talked a lot about the skill. We kind of used this in the last deck profile as well already. Nothing too special, because it's just a skill that really just works alone to really add some flair. The deck personally doesn't really need a skill once again, but Switcheroo is just there. As you guys saw, it helped out quite a lot in our situations as well when we were stalling our opponent. So anyways, right here we do play our main deck, our main monster of the deck, 3 Flintlocks, no less at all. And basically I have explained what Flintlock does. Flintlock combos with Flint together, which I will talk more in detail about when I do get to it in a bit, when we get to our spell cards, so be sure to hang on for that. But you guys can saw how it works together in the match duel already, so if you guys haven't seen yet, be sure to check that out. Next we play 3 Mana Eater Bugs, powerful card, target any monster on the field to destroy it. It's a mandatory effect, so if you do flip this card up and there were no monsters on your opponent's side, you have to destroy itself even, or your own monster, which really sucks, but never really happens, so be sure not to do that, just so you guys know. But Mana Eater Bug is really powerful. Also, we got this holo version from the Speed Duel Tournament Pack 2 that we opened up. If you guys haven't seen that opening yet, we opened around 20 packs, I believe. I can't remember, it's been a while already, but maybe 20 packs, I think, or maybe even 30, but we opened 20 packs on there, and be sure to check that out. We're going to be saving up to 100 as promised. I will be doing the 100 pack opening eventually sometime down the road, but I'm just, with all the current situation lately with the world and being difficult to access locals, or not even having locals for the time being, it's been very difficult to gather more of these packs for you guys, but we're getting really close, so be sure to stay tuned for that anyways. Next we play 1 Magician of Faith, which we didn't get to see in the whole deck, but it's really good just to recur a spell that you guys need, especially like Mask of a Curse and Flint. Last but not least, for the monster lineup, we are running the spicy one, Golden Ladybug. It doesn't synergize with the deck super well, I would say. None of the cards in these decks intertwine well together, other than Flint and Flintlock. But Golden Ladybug just works really nicely, and I really want to test this card out anyways. And I felt the stall deck is just a perfect way to test this card, especially with the release of Trials of Kingdom. But actually, it turns out pretty well, despite none of these cards comboing together. And I did explain why in my versus match duel, as you guys could have saw. While we're stalling the opponent, rather than just gathering more cards to stall your opponent, we can actually play Golden Ladybugs, keep them on our hand to add our life points to really create an even bigger advantage, and makes it very difficult for them to overcome. And you guys can probably see from the Speed Duel match duel, if you guys haven't watched it yet, I highly recommend you guys watch that one, because it really demonstrates what it looks like when these cards are actually done in action. In theory, when you look at this deck profile right here, you actually can't really imagine what the potential really is, but until you really get to see it in action. So once again, be sure to check that video out. It's already out, it's been posted and released. But yeah, this is basically you're gaining life points as you're stalling your opponent, decking them out or burning off their life points. And as I mentioned before, and when they do get to a potential where they draw enough resources to sort of out your stalling board, it's kind of not as useful anymore, because you gathered so much life points during that time. It's hard to basically overturn the entire situation. They're gonna have to go through so many life points that you've gained all this time, and you guys can even saw that in our match we gained up to 10,000 life points, which basically didn't matter to the opponent anymore, because they can't win from there. And it's not, and despite with all the cards left in their deck, there's nothing they could actually run over with that high attack. So basically that rounds off the monsters right here. Next we're going to move on to our spells. We do play 3 Mask of a Curse. Really good one because you want to burn off your opponent's life points bit by bit, 500 damage, and then in 8 turns you win the duel. That's really, really good and renders the opponent's monsters useless. Next we are playing triple Flint. Now, I did explain what Flint and Flintlock does together in the Speed Duel match to get a better insight to you so that you guys can see what happens. But let's go slowly and talk about what Flint does first. It's very straightforward. So basically, it's the equip spell. The equipped monster loses 300 attack and cannot change its battle, cannot attack, and cannot change its battle position. And if this card is destroyed by, if the equipped monster is destroyed while this card is equipped to it, you can target one other monster on the field and equip this target to the field. Oh, and it's not even you can. It's a mandatory effect. So if let's say by any chance this was equipping on Man-Eater Bug, and Man-Eater Bug gets destroyed, and you basically have to target another monster, whether if it's on your opponent's side or your own monster, and equip Flint to that monster, basically. And whatever this is equipped to, it stops it from attacking, basically. Same as Mask of a Curse even, so that's basically what it does. Now for Flintlock, is much more juicier. It is a 2-card combo together. With Flintlock, what it does is once per turn you can target 1 Flint in the spell and trap card zone, equip it to this card. So basically if Flint was equipped to an opponent's monster, you can basically re-equip Flint to Flintlock. Now why do you want to equip Flint to Flintlock? Here's the reason why. Now, while this card is equipped with Flint, it's basically unaffected by the effects of Flint. That's what it does. And also it cannot be destroyed by battle. So what it means is when you equip Flint to Flintlock, Flintlock does not lose 300 attack. It can still attack, and in addition on top of that, you gain the advantage of this monster not being able to be destroyed by battle at all. So you have a monster that's basically indestructible on the field. You can the common combo is you equip it into this, and then next turn you switch it to defense, and your opponent can destroy it. They have to destroy it by a card effect at that point. And that's the only way to get around it, which makes the Flintlock and Flint combo very, very obnoxious and very, 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 very powerful to deal against. Now, keep in mind that you can only equip 1 Flint to 1 Flintlock at a time. You can't equip more than that. What other stuff can you say? You can target 1 Flint, equipped to the card. So also, while if Flint is equipped to Flintlock, once per turn during your main phase or during your turn, you can even use re-equip Flint to another monster on the field. So basically, it keeps coming around, and what Flintlock does, it keeps Flint alive, and Flint keeps Flintlock like indestructible. And Flintlock basically allows you to reposition your Flint and to many different monsters again and again and again, which makes it very, very annoying to deal with. So that basically rounds off the spells right here. Moving into the traps, we are playing 3 Floodgate Trap Holes, best card in the game. Even better than Mask of a Curse, because once you use this, you render your opponent's monsters face down for the rest of the game, and they're completely useless. And the only way to out this at the moment is to tribute it, or fusion summon it, or tribute for a ritual summon, whatever it is if they are playing those cards. But otherwise, that monster is just completely useless, and this card does go to the graveyard after activating, so then you free up your space in your spell and trap card zone rather than keeping it with Mask of a Curse, which is really, really good. And so these are like the key stall cards. You guys can see it's not very heavily stalled. It's not like Spellbinding Circles and then Mask of Darkness and then Magician of Face and then Jirax Dalrico. There's quite an interesting different take on it. And there's only 20 cards in this deck. So the last trap we are playing is 1 Jar of Avarice to replenish the resource. So that one final part where your opponent is decking out so that you could use your Jar of Avarice or before to regather your resources so that you're having a higher deck advantage over them. You don't have any draw power in this deck, so you're definitely gonna win from the cards left in your deck overall. So now moving into our side deck, we do play 1 more Jar of Avarice just in case, if the game gets very, very grindy. We do play 3 Adhesion Trap Holes right here, which I did cite it in against our matchup against the Heavy Metal Raiders deck, and not even just for the Heavy Metal Raiders, just for any deck in general. This card is actually very, very powerful when it comes to stall decks as well. Now, here's a reason why. Because when your opponent summons A monsters, half the monster's original attack. So you have all of it, even if they summon multiple, you have all of them. Now, going back to Flint and Flintlock. Now, it's part of the whole idea of making their monsters useless. Now, let's say Flint and Flintlock, they're both equipped together. That's 1500 attack. And it's already it can be destroyed by battle, and you know, maybe you might take damage or whatever if you keep it in an attack position just for whatever cause. But with Adhesion Trap Hole, your opponent will have to basically summon monsters that are more than 3000 attack in order to overcome Flint with Flintlock together. Because if they summon a monster that's 3000 attack, we use Adhesion Trap Hole, it becomes 1500 and you can't destroy it by battle. So basically our Flintlock will poke them down instead. Any monsters below 3000 attack will get their attack halved, and then we can keep our Flintlock in attack position and basically poke their monsters and deal more damage bit by bit from there. That's why the Adhesion Trap Hole works so well right here. You guys can even see when we used it against the Barrel Dragon in that matchup, and it just made it completely useless. And also it combos very well with the life points we racked up with Golden Ladybug. Now, you know, the whole idea is when your opponent does get their resources and be able to summon their powerful monsters and start dealing damage, when you Adhesion Trap Hole, those monsters are now just so weak and you have so many life points that their monsters can't even run over you at that point. So that's sort of why Adhesion Trap Hole is really, really good. Next, we do play 2 Blast Held by Attributes. Since we're playing 3 Floodgates, it makes total sense that the opponent would try to out your Floodgate by tributing their monsters to tribute summon more monsters, and then so that they can not make their face down monster useless anymore. So Blast Held by Attribute is definitely a really good counter card for that. You guys can see how we game on with this. The opponent tribute one of their monsters to summon Gatekeeper, but we managed to Blast Held by Attribute and win from there as well. Also really good against Gravekeeper decks and Dinosaur decks that tribute summon a lot. Last, we do play 1 Waking the Dragon, just in case the opponent does want to pop your back row. They're going to see like, oh, okay, this guy plays Floodgate. So we're going to have to play some Night Beams and Dust Tornadoes to pop their back row. So you do want to set one of those just in case. And then if they do pop that lucky Waking the Dragon, you can basically be special summoning these powerful fusion monsters as always. You guys been seeing for the last 5 months on the channel ever since Battle of Kingdom was released. So that basically rounds up the entire deck profile right here, guys. I know once again it's kind of boring, it's a stall deck, it's a Flintlock, but I promise you guys there's always going to be some type of stall deck in the meta. I feel like some type of a control or very heavily controlling deck that really makes it annoying to deal with, and stall is a huge threat, not threat, but like a huge problem in Speed Duels currently, because there's just so many stall cards that people can be playing, and you know, playing a 30 card deck even version just makes it very annoying, and you can actually win games from there because it's just so annoying to deal with. But it's very not as fun, it's very autopiloted, there's not much thinking required, and it's just not a fun way to win. I personally, you guys can probably all personally agree together with me as well. But you know, just for content's sake, and to let you guys know that you know, these decks are out there. There might be players who do play these decks, and you know, we just have to play around it. But anyways, so I hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile. Be sure to hit that like button if you guys did, and be sure to subscribe to the AVAULT channel. It is getting very, very, very close to the new set that comes out. I am so excited to finally open it with you guys as well on the channel. So be sure to subscribe and click that notification bell and stay tuned so you guys don't miss out at all. And lots of budget decks are going to be coming out from those decks very soon. So I'm going to be making budget decks to showcase you guys how to get into Speed Duels with those 3-star decks as well. 3 copies of those 2-star decks as well. So yeah, be sure to stay tuned for that and don't miss out. And yeah, last but not least, we're going to get some really fun content coming up just before the release of those cards. And you know, just for a fan anime moment, we're going to be doing something very, very interesting. So be sure to stay tuned for that as well. And if you guys, I would really appreciate it if you guys could share the channel, let any of your friends, family, siblings, or anyone who plays Speed Duels with you guys as well, let them know about this channel, have them check it out. And this is the perfect channel to learn about Speed Duels, whether if you're casual, beginner, intermediate, competitive, or whatever, and just having fun. This is definitely the place to be. And you know, subscribing is the best way to let me know that you guys want more of these content. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching. You guys have a great day, great night, wherever you are. And this is AVAULT signing